Okay, Angelica. So I'm answering a question that Angelica asked me of a question I asked her. So the first one is, let's talk about Descartes for a second. Sorry. So Descartes. Descartes talks about how the only thing you can prove is that he's thinking. So if you think about, it's like a redaction is going backwards. Okay, so I've got a glasses case. Okay, now is this real? Does it feel real? Yes. Does it smell real? Yes. Is it possible that I could feel and smell this glasses case in a dream, and therefore the glasses case would not be real? Yes. So feeling, smelling, touching, tasting doesn't hit the criteria. It doesn't exist in that situation. So in that situation, if this is a dream, I cannot prove this is real. Great. Thinking is different. Right now I'm thinking about how I'm going to answer your next question. If this is a dream, is the thought still real? And Descartes saying, yes, it's still a thought. Even if you don't exist and the question doesn't exist and the purpose of my thought doesn't exist, the thought still exists and is still real no matter what world we're in, the dream world or the real world or any other world you can imagine. That's where he's coming from. So if you can think of a way of disproving that, can you have a thought that isn't real, then you would disprove Descartes' baseline. His baseline is, because I cannot disprove that all thoughts are real, that's what I know. And if I know something, then I can know other things. But I can't know other things unless I know something. So that's what he's doing. Then you asked me, what is beauty? Which is a great question. And in truth, I have no answer, which is why it's a great question. It is a great example of subjective versus objective. So subjective being based on opinion and objective being based on fact. I agree with you entirely that based on fact, it's really hard to prove or talk about what is beauty. Because what I find beautiful is way different than what you find beautiful. It is in my opinion, subjective construct, which some of us agree upon innately. That's why it's weird. Some of us don't agree on what things are beautiful, but some of us do. Without even talking about it, we just do. And so since some of us do agree, it's hard to show that everyone's definition is different. So it's this weird little gray line, in my opinion. And so you may have heard this before, but they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So it really depends on who is looking of when something is beautiful. But subjective and objective in your experiments, thought experiments, might be an interesting thing to look at. And finally, does a tree fall in the woods? You say yes. So I ask you, have you ever heard a noise without being there? So we think from a science point of view, right? We believe that when something makes a noise, it's a wave. And you can look into this. Okay, a really good way of doing this is get a drum, put some rice on the drum, and then hit the drum, and the rice will bounce. You can also take a pitchfork, hit a pitchfork, put it really close to water, and the water will start to ripple. Put your hand on a speaker when it's really loud, and you'll feel vibrations, right? So sound is a wave. And then our ear accepts that wave, and our brain turns that wave into a sound. So if the wave exists without anything catching it, is it just a wave? And then one step beyond, we even prove the wave is happening unless someone's there to observe it. So I guess, like I say, my question to you, if you say, yes, when a tree falls in the woods, it makes a sound. Say, have you ever heard a sound you haven't heard? Have a great day.